Hello? You just passing through? Don't you know I'm trying to make a video? Bugger off. Good morning. Now today's video, sort of two subjects. I will keep them apart, as it were, the first half and second half of this video, so feel free to skip, rewind, pause as you see fit. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a new piece of clothing that I've picked up recently, and I just thought I should give you the heads up. Now, a lot of you have probably noticed in the last couple of years, certainly since sort of COVID times onwards, when the whole camping and outdoors lifestyle, shall we say, has gained popularity, the prices have gone right up. They really have. I needed some new trousers, outdoorsy trousers, combats, that sort of thing. And I went into a local shop, I won't say which one, but it was one of the outdoorsy brand type shops. And the trousers were nothing special, but they were like 70 quid upwards, £100 plus some of them. I'm just not paying that, quite simply. There was nothing flash about it. I understand getting really high-end equipment if you're going to be at the top of a mountain or something like that, extreme stuff. But for most of us, a bit pointless really. So I had a look around in local shops, and I came up with another option. Now I hope I've got the angle right there. Can't really tell, to be honest. Yeah, I picked a couple of pairs of these up, and I got these from my local Tesco. I can't think what their brand of clothing is labelled under. Is it F&F or something like that? But anyway, it was in Tesco's. Lightweight, breathable, comfortable. Zip pockets at the top, your main pockets, which I absolutely love. Saves you losing your car keys, losing your wallet, that sort of thing. I do like a zip pocket there if possible, and the traditional sort of cargo style pockets on the side. There is a back pocket, only a shallow one, and it's not zipped or anything like that, so it's not something I'd put my wallet in, but you've got a back pocket there. The only drawback I've found is the fact that they are sort of elasticated with the tie. Now they're very comfortable, but if you load your pockets up, that's a lot of weight, and this happens. You can get round it by doing the drawstring up very tight, but then it's uncomfortable. It would have been lovely if rather than this, they'd put loops on it and you could have a belt on them. The other thing, of course, I haven't got my belt, therefore I could not attach my knife if it was that sort of situation, or a pouch. But that's a sort of a minor thing in a way. When I'm out, I've normally got a rucksack or a small backpack of some description. That sort of stuff can go in there, so it's not the end of the world. Generally, just for going out, walking, day trips, that sort of thing, they're comfortable, got a bit of capacity. It's all you need, really. The other thing that I like is the elasticated at the bottoms. I mean, with this style sort of walking boot, low boot, they do just sit in there nicely. They're not flapping about. When I'm wearing my military boots, if it's a bit damp and squelchy, where I want a more substantial boot, those boots are about this long, and because they come up that bit further, you can stretch this down over the boot, sort of like that, and it keeps all the rubbish out. I've also found the last couple of days there's a lot of bugs around at the moment, a lot of mosquitoes, especially when I was camping at the weekend. The bugs don't seem to be getting in here. I've got bites on my arms even though I was wearing long sleeve shirts. I haven't got a single bite on my legs, and I normally get bitten sort of around the top of my socks, that sort of area. Quite why there, I don't know. But since I've been using these, no bites. It might be just fluke so far, but that's got to help, isn't it? It just makes it more difficult. So the new Combats from Tesco's, I would recommend them. They'd have been perfect with belt loops. You can't have it all. The upshot of it is, rather than paying 70, 90, whatever pounds for trousers, they're about 20 quid. So I picked up a couple of pairs. They looked good, the material felt good. They've proved to be fairly hard wearing. I've had them a few weeks now, used them quite a bit. So if you want some cheap but decent trousers for outdoorsy type stuff in this warmer weather, gets my recommendation. Now on to part 2. It's a bit of a moan, really. I find as a society we're almost destroying ourselves and making life difficult for ourselves. And I'll give you just a couple of examples. For the wild camping, and well, camping in general, I suppose, community, you're seeing more and more people that are going out with the wrong attitude. Rather than going out to be, should we say, part of nature and enjoying nature, they're just going out partying, not really taking in the environment where they are, no respect for the environment where they are. People, you know, leave a lot of rubbish, cut down trees and stuff that shouldn't be cut down, obviously, and areas get trashed. I'm seeing more and more rubbish in the woodland now, in many woodlands around here. And the sad thing is, this is just like the 1%. Most of us have respect, but from the landowner point of view, he just sees the rubbish. Campers equal rubbish. So it screws it for the rest of us, doesn't it, really? Similar example, the track where I walked in today, it's actually classified as a byway. So you used to be able to drive it. It's not a bad surface. In most conditions, certainly in the summer, you could have just driven it with an ordinary car. Obviously it's four-wheel drive, really, with, you know, like most byways. But the 1% decided, rather than just enjoy the track driving through there, very pretty, very nice, no, they have to turn off the track, head into the woodland, tear it up, make a right bloody mess. It is a site of special scientific interest. It's classified, this woodland. So of course the council took action, closed the road. Yet again, the majority is penalised by the 1%. It is a shame. And you see this happen more and more in more walks of life. And it makes me quite sad, actually. I know it's sort of totally unrelated in a way, but you know, you see some of the problems we have in the country at the moment. I don't want to make this a bit awkward or get myself in trouble, but there is a certain religion within this country which is portrayed as causing like 90% of the problems. And from my personal experience, the people that I have met that follow that religion and follow it properly are some of the nicest, kindest, most generous people you'd ever meet. It's the radicals, again, which are labelling the whole group. I suppose that's the same with everything, isn't it? It's always the headline grabbers that cause these problems. The recent uproar over the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympic Games, where, well, anyone that saw it, I didn't watch the whole bloody thing, but I've seen, you know, clips on the news and social media and so on. That was very odd. You could see what sort of agenda they were sort of pushing and promoting. And again, people from, shall we say, that part of society have made those choices. I know quite a few. I've worked with several. No issue. It makes no difference. No difference to me whatsoever. But those sort of things do make life in general difficult for the majority of those people. And you seem to see that in all walks of life now. You get radicals, shall we say, in everything. But they are the ones making the headlines. Social media, the news, that sort of thing, they love headlines. They want to grab the headlines. So they only show the 1%. And it seems very destructive to me. I think it's destructive for the country. It really is. I'm quite dismayed at where we're going. There's so many issues that I could talk about right now. I just find it very depressing. We live in a lovely country, and on the whole, you know, a good society. Everybody moans about this and moans about that, but you know, what would you prefer? Go and live in some third world country somewhere? Then you'd have something to moan about. Generally speaking, we've got it pretty good. So, yeah, what's the answer? I don't know. I just, in some ways, I'm happy that I'm the age that I am, that I remember sort of the England of old, when I was a kid and in my 20s and that sort of thing. It was a different place. We had a different life and a different mindset, I believe. Now, I think it's going down the pan. I think everybody is pissed off. Nobody knows what to do to change it. And that's why everyone's getting a bit depressed about it all. You're in a no-win situation, aren't you? Still. That's enough bitching from me. I'll see you on the next video.